For this next discussion panel on private investor insights, my friend Bill Atha here is going to be leading it. He's from the Global Wealth Solutions Group, which manages over $5 billion for private clients, foundations, endowments, as well as individual investors and founders. So I think it's going to be a great discussion panel. Let's give him a round of applause and welcome him to the stage.
Now $6 billion. So I love what I do. I get up every day to work with really intelligent people like you. The thing that makes me the smartest guy in the room is knowing that anytime I stand in a room, I'm not the smartest guy in the room. So I probably will die with my boots on, just not today, God, please. And I'm really lucky to be speaking with some really intelligent people who like to invest and have really good specialties. So panel, this is like speed dating on methamphetamine. Let's keep it quick. My background as an introduction, I work at Raymond James on the #1 team in the world for Raymond James. I do high net worth and family offices. I've been working with this group, the Family Office Club, since 2015, with an exception of the lockdown. I work sourcing deals to our investment bank. I help to coach startups. I work in the secondaries area of the investment bank to raise private equity and venture capital liquidity. I'm one of the few people left on the street that takes your call and can actually get a deal done, and you can talk to me about that. And I work with foundations and endowments. Okay, so we hear on stage at our events that where you meet someone or are introduced to you can matter as much as anything else. A lot of people tell me that when I look at a deal, I actually want to go meet the family or the partners first before I even look at the statistics. Natalie, is that how you think about things when you look at investing?
Yes, hi. I'm Natalie. I own a boutique M&A company called iCadre, with a play on words from a Latin term of small team of professionals. I started out in corporate, so I handled the HP EDS deal, $14 billion deal. Several years in the making and then several years in execution. Brought it all down to make it available, make the playbooks available to everybody. So I primarily work with women. I'm a strong believer in people and communications. That was discussed, the meeting kicked off that way. I couldn't applaud it more. It takes nothing to get on a plane and to talk with somebody, get to know them. Doing a deal is about trust. Investing is also about trust, because I don't necessarily know if that person just has ChatGPT going on the other side. I don't think anybody really does anymore. It is about people. So take the time, get to know who you're working with. I get calls all the time from different investment teams, brokers, friends in the industry. Nat, what do you have? What's coming up? Who are you selling? Who's exiting? We specialize in a lot of that work, starting at about 10 million and up. And just recently moved here to Hawaii to enjoy the space.
Patrick, you're an alts guy and an expert in this space. Often high returns are awful attractive, but can be a pitfall. We know about value traps, right? How do you look at analyzing things that are offered?
Well, thank everybody for going much further than I did. I was about 6-minute Uber down the road to get here. My wife and 2.5-year-old live. So excited about that. But it's been a long journey to get here. I started out before the subprime mortgage collapse when those high returns that he's talking about meant that I lost everything in a highly speculative real estate development deal. Back when I was a machine design, automation, and robotics engineer. And back then, I was really eager to look for those 2, 3, 4x make it rich quick and exit quickly from my career. But unfortunately, I didn't zoom out far enough to look for recession resilience and non-correlation throughout my portfolio. I got heavily indexed very quickly into what turns out to be speculative, and I didn't invest into enough markets to build stability across different market swings. And so that's how I'd respond to that.
David, you're an oil patch guy. There's a lot of fraud in the oil patch, and you're very clever. So how do you think about analyzing the stuff that you do or offer and what comes to your table?
Well, I've been blessed in the oil business, and both partly because I inherited mineral interests that have turned out to be very successful. So luck is a good thing, but
That's called good genes.
yeah, it's called being in a legacy family and having the blessings of good fortune, which gave me the freedom to pursue a lot of other deals and a lot of other investments. But I think over concentrating is probably one of the big risks that people have. You know, if it's a good deal, my dad said, and he was a wise investor that made a couple 100 for one on his money. He said, don't ever put everything in one deal. Put it in at least 10 deals. And if 2 or 3 of them hit and go 10 for one, your net worth goes up dramatically, but you're not crippled. Whereas if you put all your money in one deal and it doesn't work out. So in my investing strategy, I advise people not to over concentrate and have a lot of variety and diversity and be diversified out of your normal concentration. I love oil and gas, and I'd recommend everybody think about investing some in upstream oil and gas because I think it's currently being out of favor with investors. If something's out of favor and returning a great return, that's the time to invest, not when it's a huge fad and selling for 100x. And
So contrary to investor behavior, buy when it's not liked and sell when it's liked.
right.
I know a little bit about what you've experienced in the oil patch. My grandfather was an oil field supply contractor and my uncle was a geologist. Unlike my uncle, my grandfather raced horses. He had the fastest horse in the world, Gray Papa, and he bet the farm on that horse and it's broke his leg 2 lengths ahead of everybody else and he lost everything. So don't bet the farm on one thing, right?
Right.
Okay. So Joe, you're a clever boy. Tell us how you think about the things that come to you and or how you like to invest. How do you discern things?
Well, I think David and I are going to get along. I'm a big fan of real property interests, mineral rights, and royalties, and that's what Overland does, is predominantly invest in oil and gas mineral rights. We do it for capital gain. We aren't necessarily seeking yield like a lot of family offices. We tend to aggregate the smaller stuff that the institutional capital overlooks and then amass it to a portfolio that then they're willing to entertain. So I think there's immense opportunity for family offices in that space. If you can either find a group like us or there's many out there that are executing that thesis. With regard to how do we originate those deals, how do we go out and find those deals and analyze those deals, we found the best deals that we've done typically are organically originated, smiling and dialing, getting to know people in a region. We work in a gray market. It's not as transparent as maybe real estate or stock market. So you really do have to have boots on the ground, people that you know and trust that can help you source deals. We also find it very beneficial to find good business partners to reduce the saturation risk when we see something that's a little bigger than maybe we can swallow. And we've had immense success in partnering with other companies that think like us.
If you are a founder, raising capital, developing real estate, or you're an investor, would love for you to get involved in the Family Office Club. I've run this community for 18 years now. We've hosted 300 live events. We have 17 million social media group members and followers. We have the #1 YouTube channel on family offices. We have the #1 most popular podcast on family offices. You can learn more about us and our membership options at familyoffices.com. We have 30 in-person events planned in 2026 and another dozen events this year. Please go to familyoffices.com to learn more.